they're over, don't know, like doing the games or challenges, because they both know they just really like each other. And like, I think with Luca, it's just playing over his head because he's like, I just want my girl and I just want to get out of here now.
Hello, how are you? How has life been since you've left the villa?
I'm really good, thank you, and thanks for having me. Life is just a little bit crazy right now. I'm still a little bit overwhelmed. Like, I was in there such a short amount of time, and the amount of like stuff that I've had coming through and all the messages and like opportunities, I can't imagine what other people are like. But yeah, really, really good, really happy. I'm on a high right now, but just trying to enjoy everything for what it is, you know, take every opportunity.
It must be such an amazing opportunity. Have you had any like weird or funny DMs then?
I've had I did the stupid thing of when I came out, I watched some stuff, like, you know, like basically your worst bits. So I came out and I watched my worst bits. And I was like, Lacey, you silly girl. However, I just had so many really nice DMs saying like, you're really funny, you should have stayed in. So I was like, okay, people get my sense of humour. So I was like, thank you. But yeah, you always get the weird DMs, and it's so strange because I'm not used to it. I didn't have like a big following on like Instagram or anything before I went on. So you can't actually, well, I haven't even been able to see all of my DMs because I have that many. But yeah, just people were saying like quoting lines to me and sending me memes of myself, and you're just like, okay.
Well, obviously you were a very, very late bombshell. What was that like? How did it feel kind of going in there knowing that most of the couples were really quite settled at that point?
Yeah, it was quite a difficult situation because when I first got told I was going on the show, I was going on at the beginning. And then I know things change. I'm aware of, you know, they have to put you in at the right time, and the producers were really good at keeping me up to date. But I went into quarantine, and it's a minimum of 10 days in your holding villa. And I stayed there for 18 days and I was like losing my mind. I really, really was by the end of it. I was like, you can't leave. I had no phone. Our pool broke as well, which was just annoying. It turned green, so I couldn't use the pool. And I'd read 6 books by that point, and I was like, no, get me in the villa. And we're only allowed to watch the night before's episode. So when I actually went in, it was like everyone was on the rocks. It was really rocky. However, to when I actually showed up to the villa, by the time they'd filmed that and it had actually been shown, everyone was so in love and happy. So we all went in with the mindset of everyone's on the rocks, we've got this. Little did we know when we went in, that was filmed I don't know, maybe 3 days ago by the time I'd watched it. So yeah, it was very different to what I expected. A lot harder. I'm a really confident person, and I believe in myself, but yeah, a lot of people were they were so settled. Obviously they've been together for however long, but yeah, a lot of people were like, no, we're, you know, there's a week to go, we're in our couples. So it was difficult, but I still enjoyed myself.
It does seem to change so quickly in there as well. It is a wonder that, not a wonder that that happened, because they can fall out and then 5 minutes later be absolutely fine again, can't they? Because it's so intense.
And everyone says this, but it really is true. A day in the villa feels like a week in normal life. Things are so intense. You're literally with people 24 hours a day. I literally knew Deji for 4 days in the villa. And we really did become so close. It was so intense. I was actually trying to be cool about it. That's how intense it was. Because in the back of my head, I was like, Lacey, you've known this boy for 4 days, calm down. But we wanted to be a couple because it was so intense. So it was really, really weird.
To be honest with you, I'm really, now that I know that you were sort of in quarantine for 18 days, I'm so surprised and proud of you, because all of my social cues would have been out of the window had I been locked away for 18 days and then expected to chat someone up.
I'd only spoken to pretty much my chaperone for 18 days. Number one, she was probably fed up with me. But when I went into the villa, I couldn't stop talking because people, yay, talk to me. But not all of them wanted to talk to me. So I was like, oh, okay.
So you were coupled up with the king of hilarious reactions, Deji. How is he? Have you guys been hanging out still? What's the plan now?
Deji is honestly, I cannot say a bad word about that guy. He is the nicest guy. He's so funny. He's so caring. When I went into the villa, I got a really frosty reception with all the bombshells that we all did. People were really what are you doing here? And like Deji was the one who made an effort to speak to every single one of us, like not just me, like he really made an effort to instantly, for me, I find that really attractive. Like, I just think that I like nice people, and he's a nice person. So that's how our journey started. But it's hard right now. Like, I'm back at home with my parents, which is strange for me because I'm usually in France. So this is weird being home. Dej is in London. We're messaging, like we're, voice note, and we're planning to meet up. But right now our schedules are both like on completely different like paths. Do you know what I mean? So I'm in London this weekend, so hopefully I'll get to see him then. But I know he's really busy as well. And it's just like, it is a different life when you come out the villa. So I am like gutted that we didn't get to spend more time together and we weren't in there longer, because I do think like something like really could have come of it. But now that you've gone back to normal life, it's like you've been intense dating and now you're back to normal dating. So yeah, I'm excited to see him, but we're just very chill about the situation.
Did you always have your eye on him? Is there anyone else that you would have gone for given the chance?
So I don't think I initially had my eye on Deji. I was like gonna go after Adam. That was my I really fancied Adam, and but when you can like fancy someone, but then you go in and you meet people and it's just like a completely different vibe. That's exactly what happened for me. I wouldn't even say I have a specific type. If I connect with someone, that's what I want. And don't get me wrong, Adam was lovely, and like me and Adam, like stuff were like not everything's shown, but we did have lots of chats and stuff. But me and Deji just hit it off so much more. And why would I choose I'm going to choose the person who I get on most with? And Adam had Paige, and he made it clear to like Natalia as well that no, I'm on Paige. So you just got to go with what feels right. So yeah, initially I thought Adam, but Deji won it.
Was there anyone in the villa that you didn't particularly click with that well?
I wouldn't say like not click with, because I am a really friendly person and I can get on with anyone, and I can just chat for England basically. I just feel like I didn't get to know Luca and Gemma as much. With Luca and Gemma, I think I genuinely think they're really in love, and I think they're almost not over Love Island, but they've been in there so long, they've really found what they're looking for. They could happily just move out together and go back home now and do that. So maybe I just didn't get to know them as well, because they were like, oh no, we're just happy together, like we're fine doing our own thing. So not click, because I did have nice chats, but just didn't talk to as much.
What do you make of the arguments that have been happening recently? Like, what do you think of that situation?
Yeah, again, repeating, but I just think that when you're in Love Island, it is so intense. Like, I'm not backing or agreeing with anything that was said, because, some of it was a bit like, whoa, but it gets your emotions so heightened. And I think they were at the point where they're over, don't know, like doing the games or challenges, because they both know they just really like each other. And I think with Luca, it's just playing over his head, because he's like, I just want my girl and I just want to get out of here now. Like, that's what I think he's at. Yeah, it's hard to watch, but also you don't know what else happened before that. And that's something I really realised. I saw conversations and I was like, that conversation was like 2.5 hours long and you've seen 5 seconds of it, So you never know the backstory, but I just think they're both getting, especially Luca's just getting a bit agitated now, and he's just like, get me out.
It must be super, super intense, and yeah, reactions aren't always what they seem, are they?
When I watch it, even me, who's been on the show and know how it works, I was like, oh my gosh, that's very intense, and don't really agree with it. But I know, being on there, you don't know what happened beforehand. You don't know actually what's been said. Maybe Gemma could have said something else, and you just don't know how the story actually goes behind closed doors. So yeah, very intense.
Were there any sort of behind the scenes secrets that surprised you when you were in there?
Yes, there was. I was very surprised by how it all worked. I think I went in a bit naive. Number one, the producers are there to support you, and I just have to say I really appreciated that, because I struggled the first night. I really did. After that frosty reception, I was like, have I done the right thing coming in? I was having all those thoughts. But one I remember so clearly, I just moved into the main room. I was sleeping in the lounge, but I coupled it with Deji. So I was in Deji's bed, and it's all like, okay, you take your mics off before bed. And me and Deji got in and had a little, like, you know, a little cuddle and a little chat. And there's certain things you're not allowed to talk about, obviously, in the villa, but we were a little bit naughty and just having a little bit of a chit chat. And I thought, oh, it's fine, the mics are off. I know there's mics in the room and everything, which are listed in, but we're whispering. Oh no, there's literally a mic like embedded into our bed, right where our heads were. And then it was just like, Deji and Lacey, can you please stop talking? And you're like, oh, you can hear me. Like, you really can hear me right here. So yeah, that really surprised me. And I didn't even realise it was there.
I'm imagining like a tannoy going off. Where does it come from? Does that, if you're in bed and that goes off, does it disturb the rest of the people sleeping? Like, what is it?
It's so funny. That was something that shocked me so much. On our first, like when we all entered, everyone calls it the voice of God. And it is like a massive tannoy over the whole villa, but they can like put it to different rooms. But for example, when you're all in the main bedroom and the voice of God's like, Deji and Lacey, stop talking, everyone then hears it and they're all like, what are we talking about? And you're like, stop, we can't talk.
That makes so much more sense now when you like when they're all asking the next morning, like, oh, how was your chat last night, or who was doing this and who was doing that.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it, and like you can reply back to the voice of God. So if it was like, Lacey, can you, I don't know, go into the lounge or whatever, I'm like, no, thank you, I don't actually feel like it right now. And they'd be like, Lacey, go into the lounge, and then you'd have to go. But I loved it because I chat to voice of God a lot as well.
That's amazing. I also heard that some previous islanders were saying that they were sending sort of like sneaky text messages to each other when they were in bed about certain things that they weren't supposed to be talking about. Did you have any chats like that? Was that happening for you?
I was really bad with my phone. I got told off for that. I lost my phone so much. But like, all islanders, please have your phone. I don't know where my phone was. So it was funny. We tried like to do that a little bit after we like got caught talking. Tried to do some sneaky messages, but they do check the phones, so I don't think it works. And like, yeah, I'd rather just try and have a chat, because by the time you typed it out, they're like, all the cameras watching are like, what are you typing on your phone? You're not supposed to be in your phone. So for me, I found it easier just to try and have a little whisper away from any mics.
And finally, who are your favourites to win?
Ekin and Davide and Dami and India, all the way. I love them.
Adorable, cute. Well, I hope you enjoy your time now that you've left the villa, and that you take up all those opportunities that are going to come your way. And I really, really hope that you and Deji do get to go on some dates and that it all works out. It'd be so cute.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing him soon. So yeah, it's exciting.
Fabulous. Thanks so much for chatting to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Kevin Hart.
Hi, my name's Eric Stonestreet.
Hi, I'm Margot. I'm Journey.
I'm James McAvoy.
I'm Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm Rebel Wilson.
I'm Jeremy Clarkson.
I'm going to be translating some Scottish tweets for It's Gone Viral.
On It's Gone Viral.
Ooh, on It's Gone Viral.